Greetings everybody, welcome back to another episode of Serious Adventures in Serious Remnants. I've just spent several hours trying to come up with a sort of automated way of doing the whole soul steal thing. Because last time it didn't quite work out. It was a bit of a mess dealing with all the redstone. I used to be relatively decent with redstone, but I just haven't done it in so long that I think it showed. I think it showed. And yeah, I went into the creative world. I tried to set up something to fully automate it. I came pretty close. Like I could push a button and it was doing all the things that it needed to do. Just sending it to the cauldron and then smelting it and pulling out the empty soul urns again was a bit tricky, because I think I would need a hopper underneath the cauldron to pull out the urns, but you can't do that because you need the fire underneath. So I don't know, there was a lot of like tricky stuff, and then I decided, you know what, it's not worth the effort. We don't really need to make a bazillion soul forged steel. It would be more like, I was actually at one point I was thinking about doing like a challenge, like a hardcore pack version of this where recipes are a lot harder, but probably won't do that. I already have too many other mod packs and stuff going. And yes, I try to cover up things. So I just spent 3-ish hours building this. Yeah, I'm slow. It's not even that good, and it's not even finished. I don't know, man. It took me really long. I was like placing 2 blocks, stepping back, thinking about this, taking it down, placing them somewhere else, and so on. I was watching Into the Woods. I think it's a Disney movie. I just recently heard of it, and I thought, hey, that looks kind of interesting, so I give it a shot. It was pretty interesting. Also right. It wasn't super fancy, but it's a musical, so that's always good, I guess. Anyway, that's our little house. So, not done yet. I'm gonna spend more time on this. I just wanted to grab some glass so we can put this in here. I don't really know. I should probably use glass panes, right? Rather than real glass. How do you make the chisel glass panes again? I don't... Do you make the glass first, or do you chisel the pane? If I could find them. I'm sure I scrolled by 5 times already. I don't know panes anymore. Actually, there might not be. There's only the normal glass. Okay. I guess you could chisel and bits them. Let's just do full glass then. I think I'm gonna go with these, perhaps. Just gonna put these in there. Yeah, I'm using like marble up here for the background. I was gonna use some of the... I don't like this texture too much. I was gonna use the earthwork stuff, right? Because it has a very rustic style. Like the chalk, for example, or this like plaster, or even like these guys here. These would be awesome, right? But it's just a lot of crafting and it involves water, so I didn't feel like doing this. I'll probably do that in the future and just replace them, but yeah, for now, good enough. I actually don't have a real plan for today. I want to do some Ember stuff, so we'll probably do that. I'm not quite sure where to start yet, though. I mean, I kind of do, but like... Oh, that looks a lot better suddenly now that it has glass. Yeah, I kind of know where to start, like which machines we need and everything, but I just don't know where I want to set it up, and I kind of have to go dig out some room if I want to do it the proper way, and it's just, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do it together. We'll figure it out together. But I just want to quickly show you here what I've done. Oh, and actually I need 1 extra glass, and I'll place this here. Cool. So this should actually, in theory, work. Do I have a stone brick? Look at these, all these little fixes and such. Roofs, man. I hate roofs. Takes me forever. But this is the mess down here now of my crazy redstone contraption. I should probably clean up some of these things here, because some of these blocks I don't need. And looking at this, the house isn't even big enough for everything. But there's a hill, so you won't ever know. Okay. Let me try to explain this a little bit, how this works now. And perhaps, you know, there's probably better ways to do this, but it works. I'm happy with the way it works now, and I'll just keep it this way. We have the mechanical power coming into the filtered hopper, right? That's the only thing we need here powered, so that just goes in there. Down here is a dispenser. This is where we're gonna put in the empty soul urns. On the outside, I have a button that I press. If I press the button, this dispenser will place a block right there. Let's see, can I get out of here? I don't even know if I can see this from here. I might not be able to. It's also tight here. Well, in any case, oh, if I break this, there we go. There is a observer block here. The observer block will emit a redstone signal, like one tick, like bloop, when something in front of it updates. So as soon as this guy places the soul urn underneath the filtered hopper, this guy will send out a tick. That will retract this redstone block, okay? And that unpowers this wire here, which goes to a piston over here that currently has this redstone block pushed out, which powers the dispenser that has all these, you know, that stuff in there, the ground nether rack. And this is like what we had last time, kind of where it's like a clock. It keeps clicking so that this guy can spit out ground nether rack. And I only want this to happen under two conditions. A, there is a soul urn underneath, so that's why, you know, this guy gets unpowered. It's like, okay, this is one condition, unpower it. And the second condition is that we have enough ground netherrack in here. I'm using I use a comparator here to pull out the information of how much there's in here. And this is actually something Mohamed told me once, that you don't have to put a comparator right next to the block you want to compare with. You can actually do one block to the side if you put like another solid block in between, which helped here quite a bit because I couldn't have moved it closer. But anyway, actually might have. Yeah, whatever. I think I could have actually in this case, but whatever. The thing is, if this has 1 to 42 items or 41 items in here, it will send out a strength of 1. Anything above 42 would be, you know, strength 2 and up. So it's a little bit like I need a bit of a buffer in here. It will never go below 40-ish. I could maybe change this up a bit somehow, but it's good enough. And yeah, so if only if there's enough netherrack in here, it will send out a signal of 2, which will power this repeater, which sends down a signal down here, right? Which, actually, wait a second, is this correct? Oh, yeah, sorry, I was like confused. I was like, this shouldn't be powered. No, of course. This powers this guy, right? Which in return powers this redstone here. The reason this is on here, I thought this was powering this wire, but no, that's actually from this block. So yeah, if either there aren't enough items in here or there is not a block in front of this, either one of these cables will send out the power, which will stop the clock. It will not continue. As soon as both retract, this wire will not have power. This piston pulls back the redstone block and this clock can start and shoot out items. So let's go actually do this. I hope this makes some sense. I know I'm terrible at explaining things, but I'm sure you get it, right? So what I have to do, if I grab a solar... Actually, I don't have an empty one. They all land in here, by the way. Oh, and I need to replace this with a stair. Alright, I quickly had to set up this stuff over there again so we can turn this urn into soul forged steel, because I only have one urn right now, unfortunately. And I also need to set up something here where I can refill the dispenser easily. But my plan is that I'll just make a bunch of these guys. But anyway, let's give this a shot. So what should happen, I press this button, you will see the urn getting placed down there. Ground netherrack will fall into here, turn this into an urn, and it will just drop. Later on we'll have a second item hopper here. There's one behind here right now that picks up the stuff, the hellfire dust. And then we have a second one below here that picks up the urn and just sends them all into this chest. So let's go and see if it works. Sounds good. And it stopped. Now it will... Oh, I didn't power the thing. It will shoot out 9. I can't really time it too well right now. Where did the thing go? I can't time it too well right now because instead of like doing like a exact 8 tick, it just keeps it on until this item pops off, and by the time this pops off, it will send out one more tick. So but that's okay. You know, we'll just waste one, I guess, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's just technically netherrack, so I'll set up something where we can just farm a bunch of this stuff. But yeah, this should work fine now. I'll probably just go make a bunch more of these soul urns so I don't have to like run back and forth so often. And I left it over here. Oh, by the way, this is something I want to show you. You know how like when it rains, these things break if you don't shut them off with the windmill? You can build this guy here, and you can hear too, this wind chime. Makes a nice sound. These send out a redstone signal during a rain, so you can just put this next to one of these guys on your windmill, and it will, you know, turn this off. Even though this lever here is currently unlocked, like technically it would work, because it's raining, this one powers this guy and shuts it off, which is super cool. You have to hang them from the ceiling though, that's why I have this weird block hovering above it. Alright, let's do some embers, shall we? Also, I should mention real quick, I'm using a different method of recording. Usually I have like this 2 PCs set up to record, but this time I'm doing something just locally on my PC using Bandicam. I tried to mess with it, it seemed fine, but there may be some issues. Hopefully it's all good though. Let's take this here too. Alright, embers guys, embers, finally. Let's grab our smart ancient codex here. And I'm a little bit worried that I won't have enough iron for this. This is all we have. Yeah. Oh no, well, I lied. We have... Oops. One more, guys. One. Do we have a... No, wait. But wait, there's more. Yes, that's all we have, right? I believe so. Unless I'm blind. We also have some embers. So technically we could skip a part right now. And apparently we finished the quest. Which is good because... Oh, it's only one of them, right. Because with this chest, maybe we'll be lucky and get more iron. But yeah, anyway, we have to make a ember bore and such. Alright. We can also look into this book. Look at that little bug there. Look into this book and just read about how everything works. You definitely want to get this atmosphere gauge and this ember bore. These are like very important, the first very important things you want to make. So let's read this. While Bedrock may hold your downward advancement, it will not hold your machines. The ember bore must be fueled with normal furnace fuel items and must be placed at a position where the blades of the bore can touch bedrock. When fueled, the bore will dig up ember crystals from deeper into the earth for your future use. Hoppers and other item transporters may be used to extract and insert fuels and crystals from the bore. And I believe to actually do this, we also need some some machine access thingies. But anyway, let's start out with the gauge. The gauge will kind of show us where in the world we can find embers, because every chunk has a different amount it can hold. Some are better, some are worse. You can see right now, not good. The needle needs to be on the right side for good stuff. I kind of want to set this up in our, you know, embers area over there that I actually dug out. So I'm actually gonna go over there and hope that the needle will move up somewhat. Alright, I am over here. It's not great. This is exactly where our temple is. I noticed though on the way over here we ran through a really good chunk that had a lot of embers. So I'm thinking we should just set up over there and then just send the items over to wherever we need to. See how the needle is getting up quite a bit. And it should like be at almost the max over here. Yeah, around here. I think that was the highest I found. So perhaps this should become our spot where we dig down and steal all the embers. Alright, so let's make the bore. We need a compass for the mechanical core here, first of all. I don't know how many we'll need. Let's see, we need one for the ember or bore. We need one for... No, we don't need one for the ember activator. But that's something we need to craft too. I'm just looking at the iron cost. Oh, it's gonna be close. I don't know if you can get it. It's so sad. Relay is fine. The one thing I'm worried about is the machine accessor. No, it doesn't need one either. Okay, so we actually only need one machine frame, which is good. Mechanical core, sorry. So that's 3 lead plates, a soul forged steel, and 4 iron in the steel anvil. That's kind of why we needed that as well. So let's get this. Do I have my hammer on me? I do. Making these steel plates is really expensive early on, but once we have the stamper from this, it shouldn't be a huge issue. So, if I can remember, oh, it was only 3, wasn't it? It's okay. I'm sure we'll need more of them eventually. One of these guys, and there we go. Mechanical core, guys. Awesome. And then we just combine this with, we need Caminite stairs, copper, and more iron. I just cooked up some Caminite here. This is just Caminite blend, which is 4 clay and 1 sand, makes 4 of these guys. And then we can turn these into stairs. No, I think we put them into blocks first. Let me double check before I do this. Yeah. Do we need this for anything else? We do. So let's not make this all into stuff. Let's get 6 of those. I should really clean my inventory a little bit more. Okay, there's them. And then we need 4 of them here. Actually, I can probably just complete this now. Ember board, there it is. Awesome. Let's just toss this on the ground. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. And we go. Okay, did that completely finish the quest? It did. We made the board, we made the atmosphere gauge. And it wants us to get Ember, but we already got that from a chest. So let's claim this here. And we also got this. I'm actually really hoping that we get... ooh, a heart. That we get stuff out of here, the good stuff. Let's open the uncommon one first, and let's try to like... Yeah, it's gonna be tricky to see what we get. Bloop. No iron. We got gold. I don't know if we got much else. Maybe some copper or something I didn't really see, but we definitely got gold and steak. And the rare one. An enchanted book, efficiency. Okay. And that might have been... Did we get more embers, perhaps? I feel like we just got a little bit more. Alright, so we got that going. And then I think we need to make a machine accessor. I feel like that's an iron plate, though. Ooh, I can't do that. Okay, I'll try without first. I don't know if you can do it without. Alright, so we at our little spot here. But we also need to go all the way down to Bedrock. We are already at... Y level 45, so it's not super terrible. But it's still gonna take me a little bit, I guess. So I'll go digging and I'll see you guys very soon. Someone didn't install flat bedrock. Great. Alright though, so this is not bad. Let's put away some of these things. So they're out of the way. I could just delete them really, but whatever. And put a torch in that corner so we can see. So this is where we have to put it. I think if I place it like on top of here, it would touch these this bedrock. I don't think it needs to be like fully... I don't think it matters how much bedrock it touches. I'm not entirely sure though. It's possible that it's more efficient if we do it that way though. And actually thinking about this, I might want to move this over anyway. Because I kind of want to have like a elevator down in this shaft here coming down first. So I think I'm actually going to go over here and place it somewhere. Alright, let's just put it here. I think I want to be have the floor here. Or maybe one higher, we shall see. But let's just try this out. Let's get some cobblestone. Place this here and then get our bore. It's a 3 by 3. So we just place it over there. There we go. And you can see these little blades. These have to touch the bedrock, so we can see them. And it should be okay this way. Now, however, if we can get up here again, I think this is the input and output on the top here, where we can put in the coal, but it also outputs from here, I think, right? So I think that's why we need a machine accessor. Man, I haven't used it in a while. Okay, well, let's see what happens if I was going to place a hopper here with some charcoal inside. It does start up, but I don't think you can extract it like, I think we need a machine accessor to extract it. Can I place a hopper here? I could, but I don't think that would pull out items. I'm so low on iron and desperate that I'm gonna melt down these rails into iron. 8 of these give you 3, so that's something. Alright, I just remembered why I needed another mechanical, what's it called? Mechanical core. I knew I needed more right away. I just didn't remember why exactly. And excuse me while this is really loud. I'm gonna yell. The reason is to actually access things. The machine accessor is not enough. You also need the mechanical core to connect to it. That's always what I keep forgetting. Alright, we should be okay by just placing this here. Now this should connect. And this should be able to pull out items if I give it like an item pump, for example. And we just pump this into a chest that I didn't bring with me, because I'm a genius. So for now, we just put down a hopper facing downwards so it doesn't like input it or something. And actually this won't work. With the item pumps, you need to power these first of all to get the item out of it. On top of that, you can't have them. You can't have an item, what do you call it? Like a container next to it. You always need to have at least one pipe going into something. Like this would work, but otherwise this, if it's just like directly connected to it, it won't work. So let's put a lever here and pull out. And embers. Ooh, we even got a big one. So yeah, we can get these bigger ones, which is 6 smaller ones, which is awesome. And then to feed this, we just do it like this for now, and I put in all the charcoal here. And there we go. It's now chopping away, producing embers slowly over time, which is super awesome. We can make this look really fancy if we wanted to, right? For example, what we could try is, you know, I don't know. Let's see how to make we could make these walls out of this stuff. Like we could take these, for example, and put them into the corners here. And then take like stairs or something and place them on top facing this way and kind of like make this look like it's a big multi-structure, right? I mean, it is a multi-structure, but like make it look bigger than it actually is. We can do fun stuff with this later on, and obviously dig out the room a bit more so it doesn't look as crazy. But yeah, there it goes. It produces embers for us now, very slowly, but it's doing it. We can also break these down again into smaller embers if we wanted to, like so. There's also a daily quest where you have to get 64 small ones. They will get consumed, but you get a loot chest. This is not the loot chest for me, but this loot chest contains any of my 4 loot chests, so it's like a random chance thing. You could get a mythic from it. So eventually, if you have a ton of embers, if that's ever the case, then you could turn this into some goodies. Right, the next step for us would be to now take this stuff and pump it into these ember activators and actually turn this into proper embers and do stuff with it. Now, unfortunately, I'm out of iron, so I will have to do some mining trips and get some stuff going again. But the next kind of like goal, once we have like ember activators and we can burn these little shards into like glowy ember goodness, we can power the stamper and especially the melter. The melter is going to be awesome because instead of getting what was it, 3 nuggets or something, we get now 6, I believe, worth out of it. So 96, 144 would be a whole ingot. So yeah, that's a lot better. But yeah, since we don't really have much time anymore for today, I think what I want to do is just do a little bit of terraforming here, or like build some nice things. Look at that, getting rid of all these signs. Did I get them all? No, not quite. There we go. Hopefully I didn't chop down stuff that I needed. I'll collect these. Yeah, I just want to get a little bit of like building done here. I'm gonna connect our little house here properly with the new house I just built, and yeah, it should be good. Alright guys, now for the moment of truth. I may have went overboard a bit, but honestly I like going overboard with this stuff. But yeah, I just made a little bit of a pass over to our house over there. Placed down some of these slabs and stairs so we can get up. A bunch of these cobblestones and leaves and flowers and tall grass. And actually there needs to be a bit more tall grass over here, I think. And that just leads over to our house here. I'll probably have to cut through here still so we can get to the back somehow. But I think it looks kind of cozy. I like this. I like this a lot. It's like you're surrounded by by things. I need to put some stuff here as well, because especially with this dirt, it looks really stupid. So I'm probably gonna just put down some, I don't know, probably, do I still have grass? No, but I might actually increase or raise the dirt layer a bit. So it's like a one higher, and then once grass is grown over it, put down some leaves and stuff too. But I think it looks kind of cool. It's like I said, it looks very cozy, and hopefully it's lit up enough too. I try to put these torches on some fences just so they don't look like super out of place. There's still lantern here. The tree's kind of like hanging down here with its leaves. I wish there was a tree on this side too. Maybe there needs to be one here, and then have some leaves hanging down too. One of these big ones. That might be kind of cool. But yeah, I think I like it. It looks cozy. And yeah. But that will have to do it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Next time we will probably start processing our embers that we're digging up downstairs. And set up a little bit of more like a smelting system, so we can actually process our goodies a bit better. And I'm going to do a lot of off-camera mining. And probably just save up all the ores we find so I can smelt them down and, you know, don't turn them into nuggets right away. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.